let's take a look at The Dead Zone, 1983. Why it still rules all right. So The Dead Zone is this moody psychological thriller supernatural horror flick from 1983, directed by David Cronenberg. Yeah, that Cronenberg, the guy known for all the weird, squirmy body horror stuff. But this movie's actually a lot more chilled out, and possibly sadder, than his usual fare. It's based on Stephen King's 1979 novel, his fifth, if you're counting, and the screenplay's by Jeffrey Boehm. The cast is stacked: Christopher Walken, Brooke Adams, Tom Skerritt, Herbert Lom, Anthony Zerbe, Colleen Dewhurst, and Martin Sheen. It runs a neat 103 minutes with a budget of around $10 million and a box office take of about $20.8 million though. That's not blockbuster territory, but thanks to home video, it ended up being a sleeper hit. So here's the gist. Johnny Smith, played by a super haunted Christopher Walken, is this regular schoolteacher in New England. He gets into a brutal car crash, wakes up 5 years later, and now he's psychic. Whenever Johnny touches someone or something, he gets these wild, super vivid visions, usually showing either something horrible from the past or some disaster from the future. He tries to just deal, but then Johnny realizes some of his visions haven't happened yet. Suddenly, he's stuck with this insane moral dilemma. If you could see something bad coming and had the power to stop it, even if it cost you everything, would you actually do it? The vibe is totally different from Stephen King adaptations like Carrie or The Shining. The Dead Zone isn't about jump scares, it's all about that slow burn, existential dread. It's sad and honestly kind of beautiful. One word: Walken. Christopher Walken is just next level in this. Everyone knows he plays weirdos really well, but here he's just broken in the most heartbreaking way. That 1,000-yard stare, those haunted eyes. He doesn't just play psychic Johnny Smith, he is Johnny Smith. Cronenberg dials way back on his usual gross-out stuff. Instead, he makes Johnny's psychic power feel like a disease, slowly eating him from the inside. The way he shoots the frozen, bleak main scenery, even though it was filmed in Ontario, adds a whole extra layer of loneliness. And those weird tunnel vision shots when Johnny's having visions, super simple, but they stick with you forever. Let's not forget Martin Sheen as Greg Stilson, a politician who'll make your skin crawl. The guy is so unnerving and ahead of his time, people re-watch the movie now and are like, wait, was this supposed to be a prediction? Random production facts for movie nerds. Stephen King wanted Stanley Kubrick to direct. Guess Kubrick had enough after The Shining. Producer Deborah Hill fought for Cronenberg, and King ended up loving what he did. The original script was going to end way more vague, but Cronenberg pushed for something darker. They shot everything in order, so Walken's breakdown feels super legit. Fun, weird fact, Nicholas Campbell hypnotized himself for his big, creepy scene. Commitment, right? Lasting legacy. Still rocking a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Shows up all the time in Best Stephen King Movie lists, usually alongside Shawshank Misery, Stand By Me, Walken's performance. So underrated, always tops lists of the best acting from the 80s. Even spawned a TV show, which honestly is a totally different vibe, but has its fans. If you haven't seen The Dead Zone, you're missing out on one of the rare Stephen King movies that's maybe even better than the book. It's tighter, sadder, and the ending is an absolute gut punch. Plus, it still feels weirdly relevant, especially during election season. So yeah, bleak, beautiful, still scary after all these years. Highly recommended. Want more 80s throwbacks? Subscribe to Movies of the 80s.